The middle and I missed. Last line. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Excellent. Now we're going to sing this as a canon. Each line is sung twice through. We're going to do all of that as a congregation. Sing through the first line twice, second line twice, third line twice, fourth line twice. Then we're going to do it as a canon the way Brian Tate had intended. So. And then this group will sing the first line twice. And when you get to the end of when you get to the end of each line, sung twice, you go to the next one. So you're basically singing the whole song twice. Once as a congregation and once in 4 parts. Simple enough? I think we'll find out soon enough. Oh, and by the way, our celebrant today is going to provide the rhythm for us, Christin Green. Please rise. Where do we come from? What are we? What are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come?
Buenos días y bienvenidos. Good morning. What a way to wake up and bring in our worship today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm the Reverend Katie Romano Griffin, your assistant minister, and it is a joy to serve this religious community. I welcome you to Cedar Lane, a community where love works. That's right. We are a liberal religious community. Yes. What does that mean? That means that Spirit is still talking. Revelation isn't sealed. That's good news, right? Woo, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. We gather together to explore the eternal, to nurture community and build a more just world. Together we dare to embody beloved community where all are welcome.
Please know that whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are from, whatever your beliefs, life circumstance, or immigration status, You are welcome here.
If you're new to Cedar Lane, we have a small gift for you, so please raise your hand if you're comfortable doing so while our ushers and greeters find you. And friends, let's give our guests a welcome hand. Thank you.
All are invited to stay after the service to enjoy coffee and conversation, and if visitors choose to use a yellow mug, our members and friends will be sure to greet you.
I'd like to draw your attention to the announcements page, which is in our order of celebration. This is a vital and engaged community. A small fraction of the amazing events happening at Cedar Lane are listed on this page, and there are still more listed on our website. I hope you'll check them out, and I hope that if you are new to Cedar Lane, if you're thinking of becoming a member, if you've been a member for 5 years or less, or if you're a longtime member whose life status has changed, maybe now you're retired, or you used to be involved in religious education and your children are grown, or there's been some other transition in your life, I hope you will join me and the membership engagement team on Saturday from 9 to noon as we do a new member orientation. And then we're going to welcome some very new members who are just joining this week. We will welcome them next Sunday.
In this caring community, the pastoral visitors are an extension of the ministry team. Betsy Binks is today's on-call pastoral visitor. Betsy will be available after the service at the Joys and Sorrows table. Please reach out to Betsy if you would like support after the service.
And now let us experience the joyous and loving community that is Cedar Lane. Please rise in body or spirit and greet your neighbor, especially if you don't know them.
I'm going to avoid handshaking. Good morning, Christin.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
I'm glad this joyous sound is in our sanctuary, even though it is dreary outside. There is sunshine in this room. Thank you for being here. As we enter this sacred silent space, let us renew both our commitment and our covenant. There are those among us who have endured a loss in the past week. May their hope be uplifted again in this community of faith.
There are those among us who have struggled with hardship in the past week. May they find renewed strength in this community of faith.
There are those among us who have wrestled with questions that seem to have no answer. May they find sanctuary during their search in this community of faith.
There are those among us who have cherished an unexpected joy in the past week. May their rejoicing be celebrated in this community of faith.
As we commit to continue our free and responsible search for truth, May we covenant to honor the many paths that have led us to this community of faith. So may it be.
As Marilyn Emery kindles the chalice, please rise in body and/or in spirit to share in unison the words printed in your order of celebration. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and welcoming of multiple truths.
Please join us in singing hymn number 1020, Woyaya. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, woyaya, woyaya. Woyaya, we are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within. And we will get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 woyaya. Woya ya 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 ya, woya ya ya ya, woya ya 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 ya, woya ya 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 ya.
Kristen, here we are. And I would like to invite Tim Persons, who is the chair of our intern committee, to come forward. And if you could all please pull out the insert in your order of celebration named Intern Minister Commissioning. It is our joy and our pleasure to come together and welcome Christin Green as our intern minister for this year. And why do we do this as a congregation, you might be asking? Because there's something really special about the relationship between the ministry team and congregations. In Unitarian Universalism, we have congregational polity. That means we do shared ministry. It means that ministers don't tell congregations what to do, but congregations create a vision. The board sets it based on what comes up through the congregation. The board shares it with the ministry team and the staff, and they help the congregation engage in it and live it. And it is the congregation that has the right to call its ministers into service. So in this moment, while Kristen won't be an official called minister, she will be doing ministry in this congregation. So we are going to covenant together with this year of shared ministry.
Indeed, Reverend Katie. Good morning, everyone. We welcome our intern minister, Christin Green, through a ritual of commissioning. Kristen, you have sought a congregation to companion you on this path towards ministerial fellowship, to nurture your gifts and to receive your religious service and leadership. Cedar Lane has agreed to be this teaching congregation.
As a member of Cedar Lane's ministerial team, you enter into a covenant of mutual support, collaboration, and service. As a ministerial team leader, I welcome you as a colleague among us, joined in the gifts and challenges that are ministerial service at Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church. Christin, as a mentoring colleague, I commit to grant you the freedom to allow your call to ministry to unfold according to its own path and with guidance, so that you do not carry the challenges of this ministry alone. Christin, I invite you to join us in congregational life as our intern minister, as both a student of ministry and as a ministerial presence here. Do you accept this invitation to receive and to offer ministry with us?
Mindful of its privileges and its responsibilities, I take up the ministry to which you commission me. I do pledge myself, so far as it lies in me, to speak the truth and love both publicly and privately, and to fulfill the offices of the ministry to the best of my abilities. It is with understanding and faith that I pledge myself to continue our mutual search, to nurture and kindle curiosity, to encourage growth and sensitivity, to foster a sense of wonder about the universe, and to act courageously in our quest for truth, peace, and justice.
Congregation, please rise in body or spirit.
Let us now join in reciting the commissioning words of welcome printed in your order of celebration. Christin Green,
we celebrate that you have chosen to learn from Cedar
and
Lane.
serve Cedar Lane.
And we honor your call to ministry that has brought us together. As a congregation and as individuals, we covenant to take seriously our responsibilities as a teaching congregation, nurturing your gifts of religious leadership, and inviting you into the joys, sorrows, and challenges of our lives and shared life together. We welcome you as our intern minister with great rejoicing. Thank you. You may be seated.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on holding freedom. Keep on holding freedom. Keep on holding freedom. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward.
Let us never turn back from each other. Come, wanderer, come, worshiper, come with your joys, your sorrows, your broken heart, your wholeness, and your loneliness. We gather as a single community in sacred space to meet the wonders and challenges that life offers us all. Let us enter this time to gather strength and inspiration as we bear witness to the joys and the sorrows of this community. When I hold up my arms, I invite you to say, "We hold you in our hearts." If you're living through the small and the extraordinary milestones of life, we hold you in our hearts. If parenting is your spiritual practice, we hold you in our hearts. If you live with or care for someone with grief or chronic pain, we hold you in our hearts. If you are struggling with illnesses seen and unseen, with mental illness or addictions, we hold you in our hearts. If you have suffered abuse or injustice, we hold you in our hearts. If you are a survivor of assault or abuse, if you are feeling triggered by the events that we're seeing on the news, on Facebook, on Twitter, we hold you in our hearts. If you have been or are connected to anyone who was injured in the shootings in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Wisconsin, we hold you in our hearts. We also lift up those communities that have been directly affected, as well as the shootings that happen every day on the streets of every city and town across the globe. We hold you in our hearts. Let us take these sorrows and these joys, because there have been births in this community this week too. There have been aha moments from children and grandchildren and nephews and neighbors' children that they've returned to school this week. And those joys, that life is also happening in us. Let us take all of this into the silence and hold it as a community, because we bear these things together. No single one of us must bear these alone. Let us enter the silence together and know that if you are recognizing the anniversary of the loss of someone or grieving their loss, you may rise in body or spirit. May all prayers be answered. May all hearts be restored. May it be so. I invite you to remain seated as we sing together hymn number 1002, Comfort Me.
Comfort
Someone told me once that Einstein thought time is a variable. That is to say that time is not a constant. Are you following this? I think Einstein was right. Now, when I was a child, a year was a year. Now a year's a week. When I was a child, a week was a whole bunch of days of limitless possibilities, so numerous that I planned ahead only as far as the afternoon. Now, a week is a few meetings interspersed with frenetic activity that I've apparently convinced myself is important. Never mind enjoying the moment. Never mind stopping to smell the roses. Yesterday, a lifetime was forever, immeasurable, like a light year. But today, swirling in a mix of tomorrows and yesterdays, a light year is comprehensible, measurable, and finite. But let's not talk cosmic stuff. Let's not throw in big words to impress. If Einstein was right, and I think he was, where's the throttle? How do I slow this thing down?
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine, 'cause I ain't seen it in so long. Everything's gonna work out fine. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light.
I wanted to take a deep breath after that song. Didn't realize how much it was going to pick up. I would love to show you a video clip as the start of my sermon today, so fingers crossed.
In 15 meters, turn left. Recalculating. Go straight to a steady job. Recalculating. Stay single until you're 34. Recalculating. Follow the company rules. Recalculating. Start a diet. Recalculating. 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 Recalculating.
How many of you found parts of that video relatable? I remember the first time I saw it on TV and I heard the repeated recalculating alert and I laughed as it sped up near the end. I'm really just surprised that my GPS hasn't started saying, "Heaven knows where we are going." If a passenger gets anxious, I just like to tell them that I'm not lost, I'm just not there yet. Some people appreciate the scenic route. And if I really want to have fun, then I just go, mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Something led you here this morning. Maybe it was your GPS. Maybe it was a friend giving you that extra nudge. Maybe it was habit, a routine. But whatever it was that got you here, welcome. This video captures a handful of critical moments in people's lives when they're faced with decisions. Sometimes they change direction, sometimes they change perspective. Like in the reading that Jared shared with us, our perspective on time impacts how we live. It impacts what possibilities we believe we have. It impacts how we view our regrets. We talk about time in lines, like it works straight forward, but I resonate much more with a spiral image, a circling around one's life, visiting and revisiting old lessons in new ways, this aspect of discovery and obscurity. Thomas Merton wrote that living is the constant adjustment of thought to life and life to thought in such a way that we're always growing, always experiencing new things in the old and old things in the new. Life is always new, he said. We're met with challenges at nearly every turn of our lives, constant calls to recalculate our thoughts about life. Our thoughts about life we need to match with our lived experience. We need to match with the lived experience that we learn others are having too. And I was considering some of the events and shifts in recent years that have signaled recalculation. Electing a new president, recalculating. Participating in a protest march, recalculating. Witnessing footage of a black man being shot and killed, recalculating. Listening to someone's story at a bus stop, recalculating. Accidentally saying something that offends or hurts someone, but receiving that, recalculating. Helping a local community clean up a hateful graffiti, recalculating. This human experience is a bumpy ride. Richard Rohr writes that life is not, nor ever has been, a straight line forward. Life is characterized much more by the exception and disorder than by total perfect order. He says, we grow spiritually much more by doing it wrong than by doing it right. That's a heavy truth to face at various points in our life, that our mistakes are possibly more formative than the things that we get right and we already understand. As a faith community, we've been alerted that we're off track with racial justice and systems of white supremacy, yet we endeavor to uphold the principles that brought us here, that brought us to this faith tradition. So we recalculate. We get to decide, are we committed to this journey of right relations with one another? Will we recalculate until we get it right? And what is that act of recalculation going to do to us? Now's not a good time for road rage. And I don't think that's what we are looking ahead at, road rage. I think we're looking ahead at something very hopeful here at Cedar Lane. I have just now starting this congregation as an intern. I started in September, but in June 2018, your very own Board of Trustees unanimously approved bringing the Beloved Conversations program to Cedar Lane. I witnessed this program at my home congregation in Rockville, the UU congregation in Rockville. It's a curriculum designed by Mark Hicks of the Meadville Lombard Theological School in Chicago. It's a UU seminary, and this curriculum helps people learn about race and ethnicity and how it shapes our spiritual and social lives. Over 140 UU congregations, Jewish congregations, and Quaker congregations nationwide are currently adopting this curriculum and working with it within their congregations to have these conversations with one another in small groups, to get uncomfortable, to get lost a little bit, and to recalculate together. These beloved conversations are not a special event or a new path that's recently revealed itself in our moral map. It's an example of engagement with lifelong learning in order to maintain, to keep it going, to maintain right relations with one another. And this is what I mean by recalculating. This is our lifelong journey, our engagement with one another. The sessions and lectures and conversations at General Assembly in New Orleans in 2017 were another example of UU's recalculating as a faith community. I attended a lecture, it was my first GA. I attended a lecture where Dr. Gabriella Latini spoke on the topic of moral injury as injury to all. She does research on the study of moral injury specifically related to war. Veterans, moral injury, returning home, coping with the traumas of the things that they witnessed, the things that they participated in that conflict directly with the morals and the values that they have. There's trauma there. And she argues in this talk that there's also trauma in our community that inflicts us as the people who live within systems of injustice and inequality that we cannot seem to break, we cannot seem to dismantle. She says, before there are definitions, racism, sexism, these definitions of isms, before that, there are lives, there are people, there are stories that people tell in order to make sense of their lives. It's the stories that help us grow. It's encounters that expand our worldview. It's connection that invites us to recalculate. And we don't recalculate and commit to Beloved Conversations program as a congregation because of racism. We do it because of the people. Our faith calls us to listen to those alerts, calls us to notice the imbalance of power, to notice when dignity is being stripped, to notice when voices are silenced and dominant narratives replace those voices. Our faith calls us to recalculate. The 8th Principle Initiative is another recalculation, calling us to consider journeying toward spiritual wholeness, to work to dismantle racism and other oppressions. This statement says to me that we recalculate not to just maintain, to become whole. We recalculate to become whole together. I was also thinking about we the people of these congregations, we the gentle, angry people, we the people that are singing for our lives. You may know that song that's in our hymnal. It's in our gray hymnal, that's the older one. But did you know that that was written by Holly Near in 1978 in the wake of Harvey Milk's assassination? It's a social justice anthem. Our hymnals have gone through recalculation after recalculation, and they're living documents. We're building a better living tradition that we can sing together. It's what we do. Recalculating isn't about the discomfort, it's about the healing, engaging with it, learning from our own mistakes, learning from the experiences of our elders, learning from recalculation that got us to this very moment right here. Friends, here's the good news. I believe that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it recalculates toward justice. I genuinely believe, like Martin Luther King and Theodore Parker, that our moral GPS bends toward justice. And I'm called by my faith to believe that into being. To believe that bend so much that we listen for it. To believe that bend so much that we learn how justice is really love in public. To believe in that bend toward justice so much that we witness each other faithfully, that we witness injustice, that we recalculate, and that we engage. Rethinking, revisiting, reforming, resisting, revolutionizing, recalculating. I think we can do this. Let us go recalculate together. Now, I really want you to use your imagination as we enter into the offertory. We're going to hear a song about the rain being gone. Okay, and I know that we all really want that. I spent the summer in Los Angeles where I didn't have any rain, and I missed it, and now I'm trying to bite my tongue. You're invited into this time of offering where we show our generosity, where we share what we can, and we show that we believe in recalculating. We believe in putting our energy back into this space so that we can make a difference in this world. Welcome.
for the gifts which we are and the gifts which we bring and share to make this a beloved community. May we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to keep sharing as long as ever we can. Please rise in body and or in spirit to sing hymn number 131 in the gray hymnal, Love Will Guide Us.
My blessing for you today is to get lost. Only so you can recalculate and you can find the better, the best way that we can live together. Let us go recalculate day after day, moment after moment in beloved community. And let us sing. What number? Yes.